How many times have you had pilau which is just drowned in garam masala and the meat is so tough and black it makes me look brown? So I have an amazing recipe. Let me show you. So let's get into it. Right here I have my beef with some bone marrow bones. So we're going to boil these ones down. And you can see the beef, I've put them into huge chunks. So we're going to boil them and make them nice and tender. Into a pot, I'm going to add in some water. Then I'm going to go in with our spices. So I have a whole garlic clove. I'm going to drop it in there. I have ginger. And then I'm going to go with our masala mix. So if you have a cheesecloth, you can put the spices into a cheesecloth and then drop it in. But we're going to put them in. So this is cumin. We have our cumin seeds. So about a tablespoon. Fennel. Really nice and aromatic. The cinnamon sticks over here. Cloves. The black pepper. Then you're going to boil them for 2 hours or until they're nice and tender. Now our meat has finally cooked. It's nice and soft and you can just see how that broth is nice and rich. So I'm going to turn off the gas. They're going to let it cool down. And on this pot over here, I'm going to add in some oil. Then we'll fry our onions. Add in a little bit of salt to help in cooking those onions. Now our onions are starting to turn brown. So now I'll turn the gas to low and keep on cooking them. So now you can see all of them are nice and brown. I'm going to add in some water. So this cools everything down and it ensures our onions do not burn and become bitter. So now I'm going to add in my ginger and garlic. Let that mix in. Now I have my whole spices. So this is our fennel. And the good thing about using these whole spices, they will not overwhelm your food. So that's why I prefer using the whole spices instead of the ground garam masala. So 1 tablespoon of fennel. Then I have my cumin seeds. Also 1 tablespoon. 2 small pieces of cinnamon stick. Then for the cloves, very aromatic, I'm going to go with only 3 because we still have some more cloves on our meat stock. So 3 pieces. And then I have my star anise. I'm going to put in 1. Then finally my cardamom pods. So about 5 or 6. So these ones are okay. So now I'm going to give it a mix. So as this one's cooked through, now I want to sieve our meat. I want to separate the meat from the stock. So now I'm going to go in with our meat. I've separated the bones from the meat. So go ahead with our meat. And over here I have 1 cup of chickpeas. So this is optional. If you want to add them, you can add. So I have 1 cup of chickpeas over there. I have my rice over here. So this is 2 1/3 cup. So we're going to boil our rice. This is the stock that we boiled our meat in. We're going to measure it. So every cup of rice equals to 2 cups of broth. So we're going to cook it on high flame until the water boils, and then we'll reduce it to simmer. We're going to cover it, wait for it to boil. Now our pilau is cooking. You can see the water started reducing, so I've turned the gas to low, and I'm going to add in some raisins. Just a little pop of sweetness, so I'm going to scatter them around. So I'm going to close it back. I have my tomatoes blanching over here, so I'm making a side sauce, a hot and sweet sauce of tomatoes and carrots. So we let them blanch and then we'll remove the skin. Now let's check on our pilau. You can see it's cooking nicely. So I'm going to add in now my bone marrow bones over here. Just sit them on top. Then I have my fried onions. I'm going to garnish. Now I'm going to cover it back with the lid. Make sure all that water is evaporated and our rice is nice and fluffy. So now we are making our sauce. Our tomato is cooking nicely. It's nicely broken down. So here I have my shredded carrots, I have my chilies, and then I have onions at the bottom. So I'm going to dump them in there. A little bit of chili powder. I'm going to give it a mix. I'm going to add in some curd just to bring everything together. Give it a mix. And now we'll let this cook down for about 2 minutes. Now our pilau is ready, our sauce is ready. So now we can go ahead and start plating. First I'm going to take off the bones. Now I'm going to serve in my pilau. You can just see that beautiful rice. The meat is nice and tender, falling apart. So this is my pilau. Let me show you now how we eat this one. So I have my bone marrow over here. I'm going to take this piece. Then this is our sauce. This is what you do. You see that nice bone marrow? Let me show you to get it off. This is how you do it. And that is heaven on a plate right there. And just look at the meat. Nice and tender and falling apart. So now let's have a taste. Getting the bone marrow, a little bit of the meat, and that sauce. This is my pilau. The bone marrow melts in your mouth. Super flavorful. All the spices are nice and mellow. Nothing is overpowering. And this is the best pilau recipe, and you have to try it.